to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country.
Breaking news, former President Donald Trump will be returning to the White House. That's after CBS News, CNN, and the Associated Press all projected wins in key battleground states. Thanks for being here on this Wednesday at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. A CBS News projection for Donald Trump in Wisconsin put him over the finish line. That happened early this morning while many of you may have been sleeping. He's also projected to win the key battleground states of North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. Trump spoke last night, and Vice President Kamala Harris expected to address the nation later today. That will be from Washington, D.C., at Howard University, her alma mater.
Yeah, we are also following the balance of power in Congress after Republicans took control of the Senate. The House still too close to call at this point, and we are also tracking local and state races. We do have team coverage for you on all of the election results as those numbers continue to come in here. CBS 8's Chris Groh tracking reaction to Trump's projected win. Regina Yarita is following our local mayor's race as Larry Turner takes on incumbent Mayor Todd Gloria.
But first, CBS News correspondent Jarrett Hill with a closer look at Trump's win.
That glass ceiling still intact, with Vice President Kamala Harris losing the presidential race about 100 days after entering this campaign. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump, now the projected winner of the 2024 presidential election, seemed almost in awe when he spoke to supporters early this morning, again becoming now, it seems, the 47th president of the United States. Cool.
I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America.
Early this morning, the Trump-Vance campaign claimed victory ahead of CBS News projection that former President Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
This was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond.
Speaking to supporters in West Palm Beach, Florida, he promised unity.
It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try.
At Vice President Kamala Harris's alma mater, Howard University, supporters grew less enthusiastic. The crowd later dispersed after a top campaign official told him Harris would wait to address supporters and the nation later today.
We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted.
According to CBS News exit polls, the state of democracy was the biggest issue for Harris voters. When it came to Trump supporters, it was the economy.
The Democratic ticket all the way for human rights.
While he was the president, everything was nice and smooth, and I still had money left in my pocket.
A vast majority of voters nationwide described the economy as bad after heading into the voting booth yesterday. Jared Hill, CBS News, Washington.
And this morning, the world is waking up to news of Trump's projected win.
CBS 8's Chris Groh now joining us live in studio with reaction coming in from all over. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. And even right here, as we saw that there were people that were staying up very late into maybe even the morning hours to see exactly how this would be called. And we even saw San Diego County GOP party, again, celebrating that projected Trump victory at their local watch party. Take a listen. Of course, you could hear the chants and cheering that followed, but across the globe, we saw reaction coming in as well, too. Many watching to see the impact it would have on their own country. In fact, we know that Ukraine tracking results closely as it relies heavily on billions of dollars in U.S. military support, and that again, is a key issue there for not only them, but of course, for the region. Trump has said he could end the war with Russia in 24 hours if elected. Ukraine's president is already congratulating Trump on a, quote, impressive election victory. There were watch parties across the world in several countries. Many were American voters living overseas, some just wanting to watch, from Shanghai to even Australia. Now, in the Middle East, Trump's victory was celebrated by both the Israeli people and their prime minister.
Good for Israel, yeah, no doubt. It's better than Kamala Harris.
Traditionally, Trump has been good for Israel, but I think he's unpredictable.
And you can see there Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also weighed in, calling it, quote, history's greatest comeback. Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. And now to the balance of power in Congress. CBS News projects Republicans will take control of the U.S. Senate.
Republicans are also fighting to keep their majority in the House. And here is a look at the latest count here. Much of the focus is on California and New York. Vote counting could still go on for days, and control of the House is too early to call, but Republicans in the House would help pass Trump's agenda. Okay, 218 seats. You see that number in the middle? That's what's needed for control. Democrats then need 30 more wins to pick that up. Republicans need just 21 more seats to get to that 218. We'll take a look at San Diego's congressional races here in just a few minutes.
And now to the race for San Diego mayor. This between incumbent Todd Gloria and Larry Turner. So you see Todd Gloria there with that lead of about 10 percentage points, 55% against 45% for Turner.
CBS 8's Regina Yarita live at the Registrar of Voters, where ballots still being counted this morning. Wow, a long night and morning for those folks there.
Yeah, that's right. Many poll workers had to stay really to continue counting the ballots. But as you mentioned, the mayoral race is something that San Diegans were keeping a close eye, as well as the presidential election, because this would be the person who would be deciding or addressing the issues impacting many people living here in San Diego. So as far as the mayoral race goes, we do see that incumbent Mayor Todd Gloria is holding about an 11-point lead against his challenger, Larry Turner. Now, this is still the unofficial election results, but we did catch up with Mayor Gloria as those numbers started to come out.
I used to say I did the job for 8 months, I can do it for 8 years. That may have been a little naive in the sense that I think in that time when I did it temporarily, any problem that has shelf life of more than 8 months, that wasn't necessarily shared with me. Now you get this job and you're here for 4 to 8 years, you get to see anything and everything that's out there. And there are there are endless amounts of challenges, but I get strength from that.
And incumbent Gloria, who is a Democrat, was initially elected in 2020. He is now currently vying for a second term as San Diego mayor. Now, Gloria's term has been challenging as San Diego faces a number of problems, including increasing rates of homelessness and housing costs, the rising threat of fentanyl, and questions about the city's infrastructure following the January 22nd storms. His response has been the efforts he has pushed to build more housing, repair the city's aging infrastructure, and provide more shelters for those experiencing homelessness. His challenger, Larry Turner, on the other hand, is a police officer, a former U.S. Marine, and an independent. In past interviews, he has criticized Gloria, saying the mayor has failed on several issues like homelessness. Turner has also put an emphasis on improving infrastructure, using the San Diego Convention Center year-round as an economic engine, keeping small businesses in San Diego, and focusing less on bike lanes in transit.
I first started working around the mayor's office and seeing the dysfunction there and the incompetence and the youthfulness of his staff, and a lot of people not accepting the facts of what's going on, so they had horrible plans. And I didn't see that changing. Wanted somebody else to run. Tried to ask a few friends of mine. Bill Walton was one of them. Unfortunately, his health was such that he couldn't do it, so I ended up stepping up to run.
And Eric and Netta, the Registrar of Voters office, is still working very hard to update us on the latest numbers. Of course, we will be getting a new updated set of unofficial election results tomorrow afternoon. I'll send things back to you guys.